What's going on, Colts Nation? I'm Lawrence Owen. This is Colts Law, and oh my, I've had a lot of fun going over some of the things that I am really optimistic about this year with the Indianapolis Colts. You know, going over what people talk about. Oh, Wentz is going to be trash. We're not going to have a pass rush, or we need another wide receiver. We got to have Julio Jones or some, whatever everybody's saying all over the place. And I'm just like, you know what? I think Wentz is going to be fine. I think we might get pass rush, with Kwity Paye and some of the second-year guys. I think our wide receiving core is underrated even by our own fan base. But there is something that scares the heck out of me when it comes to the Colts. All right. There's something very serious with the Indianapolis Colts that scares the crap out of me. And that's the pass defense. The pass defense over the last year, more than just the last, it's slowly getting better. Since Frank Reich and Matt Eberflus took over, but we've never broke top 10 in the pass defense. This is not a shut-down pass defense, and never has been, and never will be, as long as the scheme continues to be zone, right? They're going to worry about not giving up the big plays and getting turnovers. That is what this scheme is about. So, let's go look at last year when the Colts had a top 10 defense overall. I think they were 7th or 8th in the NFL in overall defense. Let's go look at their statistics last year. They gave up 300 passing yards to Joe Burrow, a guy who has no offensive line and couldn't throw the ball past 10 yards for the first freaking 6 weeks of the season. But he got 300 yards against us, right? We have our bye week, come back from the bye week, defense is fresh. We face Matt Stafford, the Detroit Lions. Yes, we beat them. Yes, we got the Matt Stafford. We got interceptions galore. We got sacks and pressures. He still threw 300 yards against us, right? Let's talk about all these 300-plus guys that threw against us, right? Well, obviously, Aaron Rodgers threw over 300 yards against us. He did win MVP last year. But Deshaun Watson, 300. His first time playing us. The second time playing us, he threw almost 350 against us. Derek Carr, he always has great seasons against us. Heck, he almost threw 350 against us. Let's talk about what Ben Roethlisberger did to the Colts. 332 yards. This is a guy who didn't throw the ball further than 15 yards the entire season. Everyone says his arm is dead. He throws 332 yards against our defense. Right as soon as Willis goes out. And all of a sudden, he can throw it deep. What? That scares the heck out of me. And you know what's funny? It's not. The issue is, it's not necessarily the fact that our players are bad. We have good players. It's that zone defense that scares the heck out of me. Let's look at quarterback ratings, completion percentages, right? Completion percent. Let's start off with that. Kenny Moore gave up 72.3% completion percentage and a 97 quarterback rating. Not great, but not bad. It was kind of average, and that's Kenny Moore last year. Xavier Rhodes was locked down in zone, and man, he only gave up a 52% completion percentage, right? He only gave up an 84 quarterback rating. Darius Leonard. Man, in years past, Darius Leonard was getting 4 or 5 interceptions a year. Last year, he got no interceptions, gave up an 81.5% completion percentage. Yeah, and over a 109 quarterback rating. Rocky Sin actually did better, or right around what Kenny Moore did, right? Remember what I said? Kenny Moore gave up 72.3? Well, Rocky Sin gave up a 67.2 completion percentage. Yeah. And gave up a 98.7 quarterback rating, which is about where you generally see. The second best cornerback on our team, TJ Carey. Yeah. TJ Carey only gave up a 57.5% completion percentage and only a 78 quarterback rating. Now, Corey Willis, when he was in at safety, talk about someone who got really good really fast in his second year. All right. He gave up a 59% completion percentage and only a 58.8 quarterback rating. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. I mean, amazing. Isaiah Rodgers, he played 13 games last year. He was targeted 7 times, gave up 5 completions, and a 142.9 quarterback rating. What? Yeah. I mean, there's some things that we worry about. And it's not because these players are bad. I'm telling you, they're fine. Zone defense sucks if you do not have the guys playing a little tighter. When you play a zone defense, the guys that are playing it need to have very good peripheral vision and be able to slide in their zone towards where these players are, and yet still keeping their eye on the quarterback, right? That's so important. And now we go and we look at the 2021 schedule this upcoming season. Quarterbacks we're playing against. I mean, we start the year off against Russell freaking Wilson, right? And then Matt Stafford again, who did over 300 yards with all those interceptions and pressures that we gave against the Lions. But this time he's with the freaking Rams. Then week 3, we go up against Ryan Tannehill, who over the last year and 2 years has been a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Granted, he's lost Corey Davis, he lost Jonnu Smith, so we'll see what happens. And then we go up against Tua, who, good Lord, if Tua takes the step Josh Allen for the Bills took from year 1 to year 2, that's going to be a tough quarterback to play. Baltimore Ravens. Now everybody's going to say, well, Lamar Jackson runs the football. He threw it against us. In that comeback in the second half last year, he threw it against us. Now the Texans, we don't know who we're playing against. The Niners, is it Jimmy Garoppolo or is it going to be Trey Lance? Scary situation. The Jets, probably going to be Wilson. Who knows? The Jaguars. Jaguars got an amazing offense. And now instead of freaking what's his face? I can't even remember because I'm just flustered right now. They got Trevor Lawrence throwing the football. Then we go back and play Josh Allen, who we all know what happened in the AFC wildcard game last offseason. And then we play Tampa Bay and Brady. Right? Then maybe Deshaun, maybe not again. Right? And then we play the Patriots, who went out and bought themselves an offense last year. And then traded, or not traded, but went out and got Mac Jones. Who knows what's going on there if it's Cam Newton. Cam Newton's actually pretty, I mean, last year he didn't look that good, but, you know, that you could put that on a lot of stuff. Patriots always play the Colts really, really tough. Then we go and play Kyler freaking Murray, who has every receiver in the freaking NFL playing for him. And then, oh yeah, Derek freaking Carr again. What? Are the Colts going to give up the most passing yards in history in 2021? Well, probably not. Probably not. I'm not going to go as far as to say that. But it's scary. It's scary because we play against some really, really, really good passers, quarterbacks, and offenses next year. Really good ones. And it scares me a little. We're not set with our pass rush. Could Kwity Paye be very good? Yes, I hope so. I hope that once he gets some secondary pass rush, some counter moves down, that'll help out. And then, of course, we need somebody to step up on the other end. One of our second-round draft picks over the course of the past 3 years to step up and do something. But that's not the big issue. We have to have that. You're not going to get pressure on every down, every quarter, every passing down. You're just not going to. In my opinion, Matt Eberflus needs to use the strength of his roster and mix it up a whole lot more. Not just go zone defense all the time. He's got to mix it up and make a lot more man defense, press man. Granted, you don't want Rock Ya-Sin after what we saw last year in there during man defense because he's going to grab somebody and suplex them. Now, I just say that because that's what happened last year. But it does. I'm worried. I am honestly worried about the pass defense this upcoming season. I think the Indianapolis Colts really do need to lock in and be more different, right? Quarterbacks should not just look up and go, well, this is zone defense. It's just plain zone defense. No blitz is going to happen. They're not hiding where their guys are going. They've done that a few times last year. They hid their pass coverage a little bit, but it wasn't like all the time. It's not like what you see with Pittsburgh or the Ravens or something like that, or even the Patriots. The Patriots, like, you know, they like to hide their coverage pretty good too. The Colts need to learn how to do that. Guys, I'm going to get into the live chat now. I appreciate everyone being here. Thanks so much. First off, Dano, what's going on? Election prediction. Can't wait. Headquarters. Ha! What's going on? Appreciate you being here. Guys, it's been like 13 minutes. Finally, I'm going to drop my own stuff. Please smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Tag that notification bell. And make sure you're notified next time I go live or upload a video. Like, earlier, late last night, I dropped a reaction film room to the game where in 2012, Reggie Wayne had that 212 yards receiving on 13 catches and just will-powered the Colts past Aaron Rodgers and Charles Woodson and the Green Bay Packers. Making a big old comeback in that game. Go check that out. Don't forget to open up the description of this video, please. You can check out where you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, direct links. If you want to do a super chat, use the super chat in the link down here. That way I get 96% of the super chat. Still shows up right here on my screen. I will still get to it and everything, but YouTube only, YouTube takes 65% of it. It's not a good thing. Don't forget, you could also check out the direct link to my Patreon. Oh yeah, Patreon supporters, ladies and gentlemen. Those are my Patreon supporters. Once I get 15, I will be doing live streams with my Patreon supporters. Appreciate you so much. And don't forget, there's also my merch shop. Make sure to check out the Colts Law merch shop The link is in the description of this video. There are a ton of high quality, reasonably priced items there that you can choose from. And all you got to do is just click one button and you can go and check out all these great merchandise items. All right, I'm going to take a drink of coffee now that I just went through that big old long ass rant. I know it seemed like that I was kind of letting my emotions show, but it is the truth. The pass defense scares the crap out of me. I have no worries about the run D. I think the run D for the Colts is going to be great. I think the running offense is going to be good. I think the pass offense is going to be. The pass defense scares me. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I'm going to go live talking about where I rank the Colts next year in all four of those categories. Okay, I'm going to predict projections of where they're going to land, in the NFL next season. So don't miss that. It'll be at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, like I normally do, rather than this 8 o'clock thing that I'm doing right now. I just did the 8 o'clock thing to let all of you who watched the Indy 500 calm down, have time, come back, be able to hang with me. JDW Sports Talk Show, thanks so much for joining. Appreciate you. Nano says, how you doing, brother? I'm doing great. I know we asked that to JDW, but you know what? I'm doing fan-freaking-tastic myself because it is gorgeous here in northeastern Indiana right now. Sun's out. It's beautiful. If you watch the 500, you know it looked great out there. Joseph, what's going on? Every quarterback you just named is a vet. Stafford, Big Ben, Rodgers, all have been in the MVP conversations at one point. Yeah, and then there's a whole bunch of other quarterbacks we play this upcoming season that are just good, right? The only concerns I have with Rhodes, JDW says, is that he seems to go down a lot. He seemed to go down a lot last year. It looked he was seriously injured, but came back in a few plays later. The thing about Rhodes is, there's been a few times where he went down, but the Colts won't put him in if he's got an injury that's going to slow him down. All right? Unlike what happened with Atlanta or the Vikings when he was with the Vikings, okay? If he's hurt to where he's slowed down, they're going to put somebody else in because we have depth. I mean, we got Marvell Tell that I think can cover for him. But when he's out there, he is good. Very, very good. Y'all's in here just jibber-jabber amongst each other, not asking me any questions or telling me what you think. Lamar is so successful to play against, JDW says. Yeah, he is. He is. And imagine if we have to play. Imagine of the teams that Julio Jones is projected to be traded to, we play all those teams next year. All of them. The Patriots, the Titans, and the Ravens. But that's okay because Xavier Rhodes has locked down Julio Jones his entire career. He's one of the few corners in the NFL that's been able to do that. JDW asked about Bobby Okereke in coverage. Okay, I did not mention him. I apologize. Let me go look at Bobby Okereke because he gave up 78.7% completion percentage and a 90 quarterback rating. All right. Better than Darius Leonard, but not by much. He did have an interception, though, whereas Darius Leonard, the All-Pro, did not, which was shocking to me last year that he didn't end up with an interception last year. Nano says Scam Newton's a crybaby. Look, I understand I have some Patriots fans in here. But me personally, I think Cam Newton could have a bounce back season this year in a very similar way that Carson Wentz can have a bounce back season. Go look at the teams they were playing with. Go look at the off seasons, and stuff like that. And you kind of foresee it a little bit. JDW says that we can't look at this schedule as being the hardest ever. We have to take one game at a time, one play at a time. I get that. That's for the players. Us as fans, us as media guys, we look at it all the way through. Now, how things are going to look, you could project a little bit better for us who are going to look at it. If I just looked at it one game at a time, I would have no content to talk to you guys about. Okay? I got to look at things broad picture. And I will say things get updated as the weeks in the NFL season goes, right? But at that point, I have to look at things overall and look at that schedule and go nasty. The NFL wants to list it as it's one of the easiest in the NFL because, win percentages of last year. The Niners were hurt, which destroyed that one. The Texans were tanking on purpose. The Jets were tanking. I honestly believe the Jets were tanking as well. The Jaguars were tanking. The Patriots were in a bad situation. So, and then you go look at the rest of the teams, and they all won 10 games or more that we play against. So, no, I honestly don't think that we have such an easy schedule everybody wants to say. Alex, I think our pass defense depends upon how much pressure we get. Like I said earlier, do you remember when we played Joe Burrow, Derek Carr, and Matt Stafford? We got pressures, we got sacks on those guys. Especially Matt Stafford. But it was the plays we didn't get pressure on that it blew up. Go look at Buffalo, the wild card game. We got pressure on him all the time. But he just run right out the pocket, extend the play, and create one. Same with Deshaun Watson, right? That's what Lamar Jackson can do. That's what Kyler Murray can do. That's what Tua can do. I mean, pressure's important. Don't get me wrong. But if you're going to play zone, you got to be able to get these guys with peripheral vision that can move in their spot, like I said. Kind of lean towards and see a guy coming into their zone and then kind of lean in that way while they're keeping an eye at the same time on the quarterback. Because if they don't, it's just going to go right over their hands. Quarterback's just going to throw it right out of the reach of the whoever's there, right to the open guy. That's why Darius Leonard, his quarterback rating given up was so high, because quarterbacks were just throwing it right out of Darius Leonard's reach. Either right over him or right over beside him. Every stinking time. And it's tough. It's tough, man. I watched all of Jacoby Myers' 2020 snaps, and I'm not worried about Cam. Okay. Delusional Pats fan. What's going on? Company Eagles in here. Just got here. Worries. I think the improved edge will be the difference. Like I was talking about. I don't know if it's improved, though. I mean, we got a rookie and a bunch of second-year guys that haven't proven jack. We literally All of our edge guys haven't proven anything in the NFL yet. I hope they're good to go, but we don't have one proven pass rusher on our team. And that worries me a little bit. Guys, don't forget, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, tag that notification bell. And, yeah, hey, there's that share button right down here, where you can click that link and then share it to one of your favorite social media or whatnot, or blogs or whatnot, because, I mean, it's guys like you that help get me more people in here. My views have been down a lot lately, and I don't understand why. I don't seem to get any more than 30 viewers at a time during my live streams. My uploads are only getting 100 to 200 views. I don't understand. Now, I understand that other places are also getting a little bit of a dip. And it could just be because right now it's kind of a dead time. But I'm out here daily trying to provide content for you guys, you know, daily. Giving you my honest to goodness thoughts on everything. So, thanks so much for all your guys' help. I appreciate it. JDW says Burrow picked our defensive part. He did. 300 yards passing. And that's what I'm saying. You don't have to throw the ball 15 yards or more against the Colts. And when we play zone defense, the Colts are willing to give up anything under 10 yards. And if you got a quarterback that's just quick release, get the ball out of your hands, 2 completions is a first down. You got three tries to get 2 completions. And most quarterbacks, most teams, they're professionals. They're going to do that generally. Nano says, is the Colts versus Raiders game in Vegas or at home? At Indy. It's Raiders at Colts, January 2nd at 1 p.m. I think Quiddy will also be up for run-stopping ability for Anthony Walker leaving, but Kamoko or whoever is going to be over there will need to be the pass rush guy. Like I said, we ain't got any. I mean, that's fine. I'm not too worried about our run defense. I think our run defense will continue to be a top 5 run defense in the NFL. I really, honestly do. Honestly, I think they'll still continue to be a top 5 run defense. They were number 2 in the NFL last year. But I'm a little worried, like I said. I mean, the Colts, the first 4 weeks of the year, the only game that the Colts really looked good pass defense-wise was against the Vikings. And that's scary because the Vikings, I mean, their defense against the Vikings was nasty. We didn't even give up 100 yards passing against the Vikings. And they have a good offense. But everybody else we played, they were trash teams, like the Jets, you know, or the Jaguars. And we had a fake number 1 pass defense. And then once we started playing good teams or good quarterbacks, like Joe Burrow, Derek Carr, and all them guys, you know, and Deshaun Watson and Ryan Tannehill, our defense just kept falling worse and worse and worse and worse. Giving up 300-plus yards. I get yardage ain't everything, but yardage means that team is staying on the field. Yardage means that our defense is continually staying on the field and getting tired. And a tired defense does not make plays. A tired defense falls into a rut and can't get out of it. That's the problem. That's part of the problem. I think that you well, you know what? I said that last year too. You know, about Kamoko Toure breaking out. I get he wasn't 100%, but that broken ankle, that nasty broken ankle he had with multiple surgeries on it, Who knows how that's going to affect his explosiveness? He's got to show me. I got to see it. I got to see it on the field. You know? Alex says, super happy we re-signed Mac because we're going to have to lean on the run to shorten the games with the schedule. I'm incredibly happy we got Mac. I'm incredibly happy we got Mac for only $2.5 million. I get it, he's coming off an Achilles injury, but good Lord. We may actually get to see what we were expecting to see last year with Taylor, Mack, Hines, and Wilkins. Having that kind of a running back room. Woo! Man, it's going to be fun to watch, right? Devin Miles, what's up? Appreciate you. If we are not healthy in the middle, it's going to be a long season. Grover and Buck have to be healthy going into the playoffs. That extra game is going to be a trip. The beautiful thing is Devin, unlike the previous few years, where the Colts bye week was like week 5 or week 6 or week 4. This year's bye week is like week 14, right? So that gives the Colts a little bit of time to kind of, late in the season, get healthy. That's huge. That's huge. Absolutely. Oh. Joe, what's going on? Appreciate the donation, man. Bro, what do you think about Sean Davis signing? He has experience in a 3-4 secondary that is by design meant to disguise coverage. You're talking about the Sean Davis that we signed from Pittsburgh, not the Sean Davis that we drafted in what, the 4th round, I think it was? I love Sean Davis. The reason I like Sean Davis, okay, he's started both strong and free safety. Now, I think he'll be the backup to Blackman. I think he'll be the backup free safety guy. Honest to goodness. Which I also think, because of his experience, I'm love that you brought this up, Joe. That's a very big point. He will help Blackman. Blackman did not do good last year in pass coverage. Great against the run. Did not do well against the pass coverage. Let me tell you what his stuff was last year. All right, Julian Blackman, he only gave up a 70.4 completion percentage, which is better than what Kenny Moore or Bobby Okereke or anyone like. But for a safety, that's not good. And a 106.6 quarterback rating. Not good, okay? Sean Davis is going to help him out. Sean Davis will take this second-year safety we have and teach him a lot more. That's the thing about we don't have guys in our safety group like we have in other positions. Like in the cornerback, the cornerbacks all can look to TJ Carey or Xavier Rhodes. You're going to say, well, what about, some of the other guys? We don't have guys that's been there, done that, like Sean Davis. Sean Davis is a more important guy than what a lot of people believe and understand. He's going to teach people, like you said, how to disguise, if there's a safety blitz going on, how to pretend like it's not going on until the ball snapped, right? And then drop back into single high or something. How to keep an eye on a quarterback. How to read the offense and the offensive line, things of that nature. Sean's a good player. He's not going to be the starter for the Colts unless something drastic happens and someone gets injured or something. Knock on wood. Hopefully that don't happen, but just saying. But you're right. His knowledge from coming from a very good disguise-heavy defense will play huge dividends to these young guys like Kari Willis. Sean Davis, we just drafted. He's going to learn a lot, from Sean Davis. Sean Davis is going to teach Sean Davis. Yeah, that's great, isn't it? I think company Eagles jumps in. Company of Eagles says, I think Kamoko will be a force. Ballard said he was 100%. I agree. I know. He is my defensive breakout. Paris is my offensive breakout. Yeah, I got Paris as my offensive breakout. I hope Kamoko is the defensive breakout player of the year for the Colts. I just don't know if it's going to happen. I hope it's either Kamoko or Bobby O. I think, JDW says, I think we're going to play three safeties more than usual. We played a lot of three safeties last year. And we didn't even have the guys to do it a lot. Now we do, right? Sean Davis is a hard hitter, the guy we drafted. Hard-hitting safety. I think he's a guy that we could play three safety on first down, believe it or not. When guys come out there with an extra tight end or an extra running back or something like that. Just for the simple fact that he's going to be very good run support. And it'll also help mix up our scheme, make it difficult to look at things and see what's going on offensive-wise. Devin Miles. Well, hold on. Let's go back. Chris Hudson says we're going to be great. I think the Colts will do well. I'm worried about the pass defense. That's all. That's what this whole stream's about. I expect big things from Blackman this season. Alex says, I think he was limited on what he could do coming off that ACL injury. Later in the season, he shouldn't have been, and that's when he started to look worse, right? Early in the season, he looked like defensive rookie of the year, and then the second half of the season, he started looking like a rookie. Please sell me, Devin Miles says. On the middle linebackers, I think we will miss Anthony Walker. You're right, we will. All right, the Cleveland Browns got a steal in Anthony Walker. A steal in Anthony Walker. Now, please forgive me about my grandchild crying downstairs. My family are not beating him. He's just being upset and crying about something. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I think we're going to miss him a lot too. The good thing is Anthony Walker was one of those guys who taught people how to do stuff. He taught Darius how to do stuff. And Darius this year said, it's my turn to be Anthony Walker. Right? Take what Anthony taught me and teach it to the other guys. I believe that. I think Darius will be, is Darius going to be as good at film work as what Anthony Walker was? Maybe not. You know, Anthony grew up with a dad who was a coach and taught him how to do that stuff. But players don't need to be coaches. They just need to be able to see and read an offense. Trust the process. We're going to have a top 10 defense this year. Facts. Chris Hudson says that. I believe we will. Maybe. If not, we're definitely going to have a top 15 defense. We got to look at the teams we play. It's going to be rough. But I think we'll have a top 5 run defense. Pass defense will be somewhere between top 15, top 20. But and the reason I say that is, we play against some incredible quarterbacks this year. Incredible quarterbacks. If we're not top 10, we'll be close. Most places are projecting the Colts to have the 12th or 13th pass defense in the NFL. Think about the veteran leadership we lost this year on defense. 3 guys on the front 7. Consistency and leadership, veteran presence, Justin Houston. The same goes with Danico Autry. And then, of course, Anthony Walker Jr. Those three guys. Anthony Walker was the biggest hit. Justin Houston was a guy who just came out here and showed professionalism every day, day in, day out. First on the practice field, last off the practice field. That's the kind of guy we lost in Justin Houston. Was he older? Yes. Did the Colts get smart in getting younger with their pass rush? Yes, I believe so. But when you completely renovate an entire position group, you can't expect them to actually be better than what they were before. When you completely renovate that entire, you expect them to get better through, steps gradually. But you're replacing two starters with guys who have proven nothing yet. And it's going to take time for them to get better. You're replacing Anthony Walker, who is an incredible run defender, was getting better at pass defense, and was a coach on the field, with Bobby Okereke, who's better at pass defense, but not as good against the run. Devin says, you were very knowledgeable and resourceful. God bless you, my Colts brother. Thank you so much, Devin. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I mean, I appreciate all you guys. You know what? This is honest to goodness truth. I think, yes, I don't have 300 people in my live chat every time I stream. If I get 25 to 30, I feel blessed. But I know for a fact that those 25 to 30 people that are in here are not only respectful, they're knowledgeable, they bring great questions, and they have a good handle on things when it comes to knowledge themselves. So, bless all you people as well. While I'm at it, man, please don't forget to smash that like button. I really appreciate it. Going to need to score a lot, Joe Thornburg says. Wish Wentz had taken number 6 Pittman college number. Then he can say, well, I'm here to throw touchdowns. I think the Colts offense is going to be top 10. I think the Colts offense will be top 5 in the NFL. All Wentz has to do is be good. He doesn't have to be 2017 Wentz. There's no way on God's green earth he's going to be 2020 Wentz. It's not the same team. He's going to be good. Will he be MVP? No. I don't expect that. But with the talent that the Colts offense has across the board, I expect the Colts offense to be a top 5 team. Maybe 7. But right there between 5 and 7, I think they're going to land next year. I mean, they were 10th overall last year, 11th rushing and 11th passing. And that was with Phillip Rivers, and Marlon Mack was hurt from week 1. Paris Campbell was hurt from week 2. Michael Pittman Jr. was hurt for 3 weeks. The first 6 weeks of the season, Michael Pittman Jr. hardly got any touches because he was coming out rookie and then got hurt early on. This team is going to blow up offensively, I think. Pollings! Julian, what's up? By the end of the year, Bobby O was taking the vast majority of the snaps towards the end of the year compared to Anthony Walker Jr. He will step up. It's what I said earlier, man. Of the two guys that I hope make a jump this year, obviously, I hope Kimoko does, but I really need to see Bobby O step up, especially in the run defense department. Chaz, what's going on? All good, brother. Rather have 30 consistent buyers of my product than 300 people who just follow me. Amen. That one guy, what's going on, man? Appreciate you. It's okay that you're late. It's okay that you're late. Better late than never, right? Better late than never. Been a Colts fan for 56 years, Company Eagle says, so I hope I learned something in that time. Oh, my goodness. 56 years. I've been a Colts fan since 84. So, almost 30 years. Not bad. No. Longer than 30 years. 37 years? Holy crap, yeah. 37 years. I mean, that's a pretty good long time. Ever since they were in Indianapolis. Hudson, why didn't we sign Hooker since we drafted and signed people with the same injuries? Laugh out loud. Kind of agree, but I think Hooker's looking for somewhere where he can start. And he's going to wait until preseason starts. He's going to end up starting somewhere. That one guy asked, what would be a successful season in your eyes? Successful? Winning the division, getting to the playoffs, and at least getting to the AFC Championship game. That's a successful season. For this year. You got to remember, we got a brand new starting quarterback, brand new pass rushers, right? So, yeah. Oh, I got a cat here wanting attention. Hudson says, wait, give it 2 or 3 years, we're going to win a Super Bowl. I think we can. I agree with you on that. As long as Wentz turns out to be the quarterback that I honestly believe that he can be, and we can get some of these pass rushers to step up, and maybe Matt Eberflus starts to learn a little bit something about his own scheme. Chaz, hey, what's going on, man? Do you think Wentz will use the running backs as much as Phillip did last year? Yes. Wentz loves his running backs. And he's not just going to use it. He's going to use them in screens. And he's going to use them in RPOs. He's going to use them in the flat. He'll use them. But at the same time, it won't just be Hines getting used. Because Marlon Mack's good at that too. Jonathan Taylor got a lot of snaps as well. But he's got weapons. If the wide receivers are healthy, if Pittman and Campbell and Pascal and T.Y. stays healthy, those are 4 very good, very different from each other receivers. Got to remember that. Each one of those receivers are different and specialized. And not one type of cornerback is going to be able to cover that style of receiver. So you figure about this. Because of that difference in what each receiver brings to the table, one week T.Y. Hilton might blow up. The next week it might be Michael Pittman. The week after that it might be Paris Campbell. And then another week it might be Zach Pascal. I don't see a receiver having 1,500 yards. I could see a receiver getting 1,000 with the Colts. But I don't see one huge, monstrous receiver this year because I honestly believe that we got a lot of good depth and talent at receiver. Still looking. Devin Miles says, sources say we are one of the top teams to get Julio. Would you give up a first for him? No. First off, we don't have a first or a second to give up for Julio. I don't know why people are out there saying, they just putting the Colts in the conversation for Julio Jones because they think that the Colts don't have a wide receiving core and that we need one. All right. In all honesty, Frank Reich and Chris Ballard believe in our receiving core. Think we have a very good receiving core. Secondly, we do not have a first or a second round pick next year to give because both of them are locked up in limbo with the Wentz trade until they figure that out. So I don't think that the Colts are even in the market for Julio Jones, even though national media and local media want you to believe that they are. Am I saying that I wouldn't be happy if the Colts got Julio? I'm not saying that. Julio will make any team in the NFL better right now. But I just don't think the Colts not only can get him, but for what it would be worth to take him for a top-notch wide receiver for the next 2 or 3 years, because it's $15 million. He'll cost $15 million. Whoever trades for him, $15 million the first year and $11 million the next 2 years. And the Colts have got a lot of high-priced, homegrown talent that they have to re-sign over the next 2 seasons. How many touchdowns will Darius Leonard have this year? Nano asks. 2. I think he's going to get another pick 6. I think he'll get a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Devin says, I would give him Jack Doyle and Grover Stewart. I would not give up Grover Stewart for nothing. Grover Stewart is a very, very good one tech. Very underrated one tech. Dude got a contract extension on purpose for a reason. The guy handles double teams. That's his job. He allows other guys. I mean, look at what he did last year at the end of the season. Him and Buckner were basically the only pass rush the Colts had. Do you think the Colts would be interested in signing Zach Ertz? No, I don't think so. Maybe. If he's released after June 1st, I don't think the Colts will trade for him. If he's released, the Colts might sign him if he's willing to take a cheap deal. But I don't think the Colts will trade for him at all. I also don't think that they'll give him $8+ million a season. JDW, the national media doesn't know a damn thing about the Colts. We are not a flashy team. That's why. We are building for years to come, not put all that into 1 year and then walk away with nothing. Thank you. This isn't Ryan Grigson's Indianapolis Colts. This is Chris Ballard's Indianapolis Colts. Right? Devin says, thanks, you hit everything on the nail. Appreciate you. Colts don't need slack Ertz. Let him slack off somewhere else and just stand around. I think Granson's going to be deadly. Watched my breakdown and did a couple of hours on my own and think Ballard stole him in the 4th round, Alex says. Yes, if you guys haven't seen my breakdown of Kylan Granson, go check it out. Just type in Kylan Granson, Lawrence Owen, and my film room will pop up. Very simple search. I'm telling you. He's going to be good. He's worthy of that 4th round pick, that's for sure. High Octane Analysis says Stewart's a top 5 one tech. I'll give him top 10. I don't know if I can give him top 5. But he's good, and he's worth that $10 million a year that we pay him. I'll give you that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at this. I got 30 people watching. I got 16 likes. Man, please smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, tag that subscribe and hit the notification bell. Make sure all notifications are turned on. Please help me out and share this stream or any stream that you like. If there's a video that I've uploaded on my channel, share it to your social media. Help me out. I don't have a lot. I want to try to get as many Colts fans as I can watching this. And it's not just Colts fans, right? I know the entire NFL. I do NFL videos. Go check it out. I'm going to be bringing in guys who cover the AFC East pretty soon to go talk to them. We'll have guys that cover the NFC West pretty soon so that we can talk to them. And I'm not talking about just, guys who cover. I mean, like, big-time YouTubers, right? I've already been talking to them. Guys who cover Miami and the Dolphins and the Jets and, that Buffalo team. I'm expecting to have some really good stuff here. Hopefully the Colts will also be contacting me soon about training camp. But I won't know that until it's time. Don't forget, check out my Patreon. It's only $5 a month. The description of the Patreon is down in the link of the description of below the video. $5 a month, man. Everything I do, whether it's right here, whether it's on another channel, whatnot, doesn't matter. Gets put on my Patreon. $5 a month gets you everything. Get Patreon specific content, and then once I have 15 patrons, I will be doing live streams for Patreon specific. I will have an open link in my Patreon so that anyone that is a patron can join and sit and chat with me live during those streams every other week. Like, shared, and sub. Thanks, Mike Cat. Appreciate you. Nano, how much are the Colts Law shirts? Depends. It honestly depends. Some shirts, if a shirt says on it, have a good one, that means it has a back print on it as well. Okay? If it does not say that, it just says Colts Law, then it just has the front print. All right? I don't know off the top of my head. But the link is right in the description. So after the stream, after I close this stream here shortly, because it's been an hour, hit that link, and then you can scroll through and look yourself. Guys, Father's Day is coming up, right? That'd be a great gift for Father's Day, honestly. I got hats, I got shirts, I got shoes. I should put the socks on there too. I got handbags, I've got phone cases, I've got mouse pads. I got all kinds of stuff, man. Joe says, I just don't get the Julio Jones talk at all. The Colts don't even have a first or second they could trade for him because of the condition. Yeah, I know. I talked about that earlier. Exactly right. I think this year's Colts, Julian says, will have a similar year as Buffalo did last year. By the way, like the Colts baseball jersey. Thanks. This right here is not in my shop. I bought this specifically. It cost me like $65 to have it made for me. Who was the better receiver, that one guy asked? Harrison or Wayne? Look, I love Wayne. I think Wayne should be in the Hall of Fame. Marvin Harrison is a top 3 wide receiver of all time. Marvin Harrison is my favorite receiver of all time. I've seen Marvin Harrison make catches that no one should have been able to make. Reggie comes out with grit, determination, hard work, just that guy who puts his head down and works his butt off. And that's how we became good. Marvin Harrison did that. And he was just physically gifted. So I have to go Harrison. But that's no disrespect to Wayne, okay? No disrespect to Wayne at all. Guys, it's been an hour. Appreciate everybody being here, but I think I'm going to end up having to go. But I appreciate everybody. I thank you so much. And I will be live tomorrow to talk about my rankings of offense and defense projections for the 2021 season for the Indianapolis Colts. Hopefully I'll see you there. And until next time, I'm Lawrence Owen. This is Colts Law. And yeah, have a good one. Go check it out. Go check it out right now. Click it. Click it.